Right, hello everyone. Welcome to round 6 of the Under 25s League. Here at USA, Kota, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas, whichever one you want to call it. Should be a good one. Not sure how many we've got on track yet. I haven't had a look yet, so just bear with me. Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to share a link to the stream a second. Just bear with me. It's got me on an ad break at the moment, so come on. Oh, hello. Under 25s. There we go. Push it in. Chat in the under 25s. So, in a way, who are we on board with? Get some details up. We'll stick with Seren because being a one-shot qualifying in the under 25s league, we can't. If we move about, you miss half the lap by moving about. So, stick with the one driver. As you'll see on the left-hand side there, it constantly changes all the time. At the moment, it's showing Seren's running around in 6th, but give it a moment and it will change loads. Probably going through this hairpin. So there you go, swapping them all about again. At the moment, it's it was Beaker leading the way. Meki's just gotten into P1. In Narvik P3, Hoff 4, Seren in 5, Isaac 6, Convict 7, and Hydro in 8. As it stands right now. Yeah, that will jump all over the place before the end of this lap. I don't know, it's always been one of my least favourite corners of the whole calendar, to be honest, in the F1 games. However, this is one of my favourites. The long sweeping right-hander. Kind of like 3 or 4 corners all put together, isn't it? Rather than one. Into the final corner then, we'll head for the line. Meki takes pole with 134.3. Narvik P2, Seren P3, Hoff in 4, Isaac 5, Convict 6, Beaker 7, and Hydro will take P8. I was just crossed the line before I could get there. But that's our qualifying positions then, and we'll go into the race. It's a 25% race on the under 25s. So hey Beaker. So not the best. Oh dear. Oh yeah, you went down to P7. Did you have spin, I guess? So hi to everyone. Sorry I missed you all last week. But I understand Andrew stood in for me. Did a great job. So thank you to him for that. And be heading into the race shortly. Just do the strategies in that. Obviously on 25% race, there's not a huge amount of strategy to choose between. It's pretty much just whether you start on the softs and mediums. Countdown is on. Just shame it. That's a bit annoying for you, mate. I can't remember ever having to tick that. I remember having to tick something to tell it to save for 28 days or something like that. But anyway, lights are out and away we go. No sound. I've got... Oh, there we go. That's better. So, Narvik up into P1, Meki P2, Seren P3, Hydro and Hoff battling at the moment for P4. Oh, Hoff's dropped down to P8, so Isaac up into P4 now. Hydro P5, Convict 6, Bika in P7 where they started. And poised, ready to make a move when he can. Just get the details up where we got a second. So, very close and tight at the moment. As Convict just runs a little bit wide there, and so does Hoff at the back. And they come up. The long straight. It will have DRS on it, and lap 3. So Hoff has a little look at the inside of Bika. Bika would now have the inside of the next corner, as you can see. And takes full advantage of that and holds on to piece in between the two of them. So, Seren, by the way, has gotten up into P2 now, just ahead of Meki. And, well, remaining exceptionally close at the moment, as our leader obviously sets fastest lap of the race. Hydro now back up into P4, so recovering well. And Convict's just nipped ahead of Isaac there. On the brakes, trying to get around the outside. As you can see, Isaac started on the medium tyres actually, so he's doing the harder compound first. Yeah, so Hydro, Isaac and Hoff have all gone for the mediums. So interestingly, 4 drivers starting on mediums, 4 drivers starting on softs. So clearly they were really torn about that. Oh, there was a spinner there. That was Hydro. Oh, and I think Isaac's then lost it on the next corner. Has... Oh, it's so difficult, that corner. Every race you do it, USA, you can guarantee people will spin there. Meki having a little look and makes a good move on Seren. Didn't see any contact. I think that was a good move. At the inside. Have to be a bit later on the brakes, but made the corner well. Down now. Oh, went too far there. Biko. Bika, sorry. Moves up the inside of Hoff. And gains that position. Plenty of room left, and nice move from Bika. And up into P4. Hoff having a little look back though. Turn 1. Just ran a bit wide. He was trying so hard there, I think, to make sure he left plenty of room for the other driver, that he's ended up running himself wide slightly in trying to be a good driver and, you know, obey the rules sort of thing. It's just unfortunate. So, oh, that speaker having a little spin. So Hoff back up into P4 now. Can he recover before Isaac gets there? It's going to be tight. Isaac's obviously going to have a much better run down the straight and come hairpin pretty nicely. Ooh, Isaac's light blinking already on the back of his car. Shows that he's out of energy. It's electrical power that you can deploy manually. The problem with that electrical deploy, of course, is that you it uses it very quickly, and generally throughout a lap you're not going to gain that much back, especially on a 25% race. So they're probably only able to gain sort of 6-7% back per lap, and it takes next to no time at all to use that sort of amount of power. Because another spin, did mention after the qualifying setup struggling a little bit. They take the opportunity to get off the soft tyres. They're probably a bit overheated. Convict in as well behind, which would be Kyle, wouldn't it? Convict, so Isaac carries on. Then in P6, there's our battle to next. I think Meki probably being closest to our Narvik is our closest one at the moment. Beaker decided to go to hard tyres. So, yeah, just trying to think to the last race we did around here. It wasn't that long ago we did USA in ARC, and yeah, medium tyres wouldn't have lasted that long on 50%, to be fair, would they? So 10 laps would be a struggle. To be well, it's 11 laps, not 10. Would be a struggle on mediums, so that might be a good shout from B-Cut. Obviously, in the long run, got another battle's developing at the moment. Isaac's up into 5th now. Hydro is on the back. Going to this sweeping right-hander. This is since we've been on 22, F1 22, this is the corner. That right-hander there is the corner that I find is catching most people out on this track now. So many drivers are used to running a higher front wing on their setups than rear wing. It just loses a bit of stability. The car, the back end likes to come out, the car likes to flip round, and it's and that corner there is particularly different. Probably got to lift slightly. Which if you're the other way round and have a higher back end than front end, then you wouldn't need to lift. You just flat out through there. So Meki has caught an eye on Narvik. That is a little sign for us actually that Meki has now managed to catch on to the back. That actually they started on the opposite tyres, and that is a little sign for us that those softs are starting to struggle already. So they've only completed 4 laps, over halfway through the next lap, but clearly starting to struggle a bit. Isaac and Hydra are fighting again. Good run from Hydro. Can he hang it round the outside? No. Opts to let off slightly and allow Isaac the road ahead. So big opportunities around this track with the DRS, so he's going to have one here. He's going to get a good run out of the final corner as well, so here he goes to the inside. Oh, no good angle there. So the corner, Isaac just runs slightly wide on the corner exit there, and that Ferrari is Narvik, who's just exited the pits. So in fact all the soft runners now have been in and changed. So Narvik and Seren that lap both pitted. So it's between Hydro and Isaac. It's actually P2 at the moment, so Hydro up to P2. It's a really short pit stop here. It's we'll get to see how short actually, because Hydro 18.8. A couple of little contacts there. I think Isaac's ended up with a spin-in. Oh, we got damage on. I hadn't realised there was damage on. I think we did agree that, didn't we, Andrews? It's just that I missed last week. So, yeah. In a way, back to the battle ahead as Narvik looks to move back into P2. Nice and quickly as well, so he's not lost too much time in doing that. About a second, I'd say, which isn't too bad, and he's going to have beautiful tyres compared to Meki now. This race could really come down to, first of all, Narvik needs to create that gap, reduce that gap now to Meki, so that when Meki pits, he does get ahead of him. So I don't think right now he would. I think Meki would come out the pitch just ahead of him. And with soft top really quick, so Or Narvik now. He needs to try and get that gap down. If we can get it down to something like 16, 17 seconds, maybe we'll have a chance, as Isaac has made it back round to the pits. And we'll... Just means that he needs to take his stop now. I don't know whether he's going to still go to softs. He might be better off going to hards. No, he has gone to softs, but he might be alright. Yeah, he is a long way. It's 8 laps on soft tyres. It's going to be difficult, I think, but we'll see how he gets on. So this is Seren now, who's catching back onto the back of Hydro to retake her P3. Oh, it's a new announcements, fair enough. That's cool. I thought I did see something about it, I just couldn't remember exactly. Seren looks around the outside. Just wasn't quite close enough at the beginning of the straight that time, but she just holds on. Don't need to push this, just fresh tyres will allow her to hold on to the back of Hydro pretty comfortably, and then just take advantage of the DRS, either up into turn 1 or on the straight again. I'll give Seren a shout out, actually. She drove in the Tier 1 in ARC last night and put an outstanding performance in, and actually picked up the driver of the day, so congratulations to Seren on that. I can't remember exact finishing position. I think she might have finished 4th, but I'm not... Andrews might know better than me on that, but definitely picked up driver of the day, and it was a superb performance around Portimao. Superb race around Portimao in Tier 1 last night, I have to say. 19 finishers out of 20 starting, and the one finisher wasn't a retirement, it was a disqualification. It's unusual. So Seren couldn't get it in the first DRS zone across the line and up to turn 1, so, but this is the big opportunity now. So we head up to the, if we go on board, we can see, come round the hairpin. To be fair, Hydro did get a very good exit there. So, look at the difference it makes when they finally come down. Absolutely flew past. I think Hydro's just... Oh, actually did make the corner. Thought he maybe outbraked himself there and was going to run wide, but he did make the corner very well. Meki in. Surprised at that. That seems a bit early. I think he might be doing that because at the moment he can get out still with track advantage. So he's going to exit just ahead of Oinarfit. They're going to be close. But I think Meki is going to... We'll see him appear on the left-hand side here. There he is. So close they are. Now he's got to get those softs up to temperature, but obviously the softs don't take anything like as long as the mediums, and especially the hards. Been a warning for that one. So see Oinarfik's desperate to try and get past at this point. So he knows once Meki heats those tyres up, it's going to be incredibly difficult to stay on the back of him. And although I think Meki's maybe pitted a lap early or two, even if his tyres do begin to go later in the race, if he pulls out a big enough gap, it's not going to matter. I think, to be honest, it's half a lap completed, and I think Meki's tyres will be feeling absolutely fine by now. Probably not at optimum temperature, but heated up enough. So he took that corner very nicely, so there we have it. We've got yellow flags. It's either Isaac or Kyle. I'm not sure exactly which driver that was, but they're both back going in a way, so it wouldn't doesn't matter. They are still going. Back to this one then. So Hydro presumably will be pitting the end of this lap. That'll give him 5 laps on the softs, which is when I would have expected Meki to pit, to be fair. So it was just a lap early. But, Who am I to tell my ex-teammate he's a lap early? Fantastic teammate he was. Fantastic driver. And onto the softs goes Hydro. So Hoff goes through. But hasn't pitted yet, so he's still on the mediums that he started the race on. Out comes Hydro, and it's going to be really close between him and Bika. You've got to be a bit careful, actually. When there's a car coming out the pits there, if you try and get ahead of them by going wide into turn 1 around them, it's so easy when you come out of the pits there to forget that your tyres are so cold, and you will overshoot that corner every day of the week on the exit. So fourth, it was fourth. Andrews, excellent. Yeah. Hey, convict. I hope you're well. Stick with this one for the moment. So, Bika obviously is on hard tyres, so those hard tyres will do the whole race from start to finish. Obviously, you're not allowed to do that, but they would if you asked them to do it. Meki sets fastest lap, and he has created a 3-second gap now, which was to be expected. That's to get past Meki, and I also think it might be why Meki pitted the lap early. Earlier than what was expected in a way, as Hoff now enters the pits. Let's see, Hydro, now his tyres are up to temp, he's now beginning to get away a bit. They're both going to go past Hoff, who's just going into the box now, so just looking at where Isaac is. Isaac's just coming up to the final corner. He's coming out the final corner now, so Hoff will get out ahead. And again, soft tyres, so it's not going to take him too long to get those up to temperature. See what the gap is. So I think Hoff's going to be okay there. Let's take a look at Kyle. We've not seen too much of Kyle. I think had an early spin, which just meant he's been trying to fight back, and he's very close to having been able to do that, but I think it's just been a bit too much of a gap for him. At the moment, I'm just looking down the order at who might still be able to gain here. I think if anybody's got a chance, it's probably Hoff on Bika, but it's an 11.5 second gap in 3 laps, but fresh softs over the hards. I think he's the only one with a chance, if I'm honest, and that's a real long shot chance. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that he should do that. It's really is a long shot. The gap up to 4.1 between Meki and Narvik, and I'd suggest that the softs are starting to go a little bit on Meki already, so Narvik certainly managed to stabilise that gap at the moment. So, sector 1 to yellow, and it's Hydro. Oh, so that's lost him a place, down to 5th behind Bika. Now, he's got gap's 3.5 seconds to make up, so it is the soft tyres against hard tyres. So I don't think those hard tyres seem to be doing pretty well for Bika, don't they? They're performing well. Not as if this gap's disappearing quickly. Yeah, all good, convict, thank you. Yeah, yeah, unless Hydro can get this gap down, but it really does look like those hard sires are performing exceptionally, to be quite honest. Hydro, at the moment, not able to make any dent into Beaker's lead. Now, we've seen quite clearly that the soft sires don't last very long at all. He might have some damage, by the way. It did have spin, so it's quite possible it did damage the car, maybe. Oh, dear! There he goes. That one's for the highlights. It's Hoff's here. Hoff comes in. He comes flying in. Oh, dear. Hydro's disappeared again. Where's he now? Hoff comes flying in. Takes P5. Needed some Superman music over the top of that or something, or Ride. What was it called? Ride of the Valkyries or Rise of the Valkyries, or whatever it's called. So come into the picture. That's what we should have had then. So final lap for the guys at the front. Saren just coming onto the final lap now. And you have to say, all these top three have performed superbly. Really, while I can't recall seeing any mistakes from the top three at all. So, would have given their due. Very good performance indeed from all three of them. And it was interesting as well to see Meki start on the mediums, or Narvik on the softs. Or Narvik raced that into the lead at the beginning. And I'd say the softs did seem to die very quickly tonight. Around here. I just wonder if actually on paper a medium hard strategy might have been quicker than a soft medium, or even a soft hard strategy maybe. Because I have to say that Pika's done an absolutely grand job on those hard tyres. 11 laps would have done on those hard tyres, and they're still performing very well. It's not losing any time to anybody around him. So, in a way, watch Meki as he comes across the line, and he's over to celebrate with his team, and wins the USA Grand Prix. P2 for Narvik. It's a really good fight today. Saren will take the final podium spot. Say those top three been absolutely superb tonight. All three of them. I genuinely can't remember one mistake from any of them tonight. So, Bika will come through. Done an absolutely superb job as well. And actually, I'm gonna. Oh, yeah. No, I don't do Driver of the Day in the Kids League, do I? I was gonna say I'll give Bika do that in the Kids League. I don't think. Or do I? I can't remember. Andrews, do I do Driver of the Day? I can't remember. If I do Driver of the Day, I'm giving it to Bika for the recovery after going to those hards early. Hoff, P5. Performed well. Hydro, P6 in the end. Isaac will come along. P7, I think that moment when he lost his wing is what's affected Isaac today. And Kyle will finish as well, P8. So, all drivers finished the race. Really, really good. And superb first and half of the race where the gaps were really, really low. The first half, really. That was going on throughout the race. In fact, it's probably more than half the race. I'd say a good 10 laps where we had close battles going on all the time. And then just gapped out a little bit at the end. But that's just the way racing is. Top three come out on the podium and celebrate. The Aston Martin as well. We'll get the Constructors' Trophy. So, yeah, superb. That's I think actually that's the first race I've done. Yes, you do. Oh, I do. Okay. Yeah, we're done half, and that singing is making highlights for sure. He's your driver. I do driver today. Well, there you go. It's Bika for the recovery drive after having to switch to hards early on, to then recover and get a P4. And even at the end, after he'd done good, well, 11 laps he did in the end on the hards, but he was at no point was he losing time to the driver ahead or behind him. So I think he did a splendid job. I could give a shout out to the top three as well, because they all, as I said, I don't think any of the top three made any mistakes that I noticed in 08. So yeah, and you got to give it to Meki. He's superb performance, second hour victory. But Narfit really gave him a go for it this week, which is good to see. And I think as the season goes on, they're going to be battling a lot. It's going to be interesting to see if Narfit can maybe just close that gap slightly. Make the battles a bit closer, but yeah, superb job though tonight. Anyway, that was round 6. So that was Circuit of the Americas completed. So congratulations to Meki for the win and our top 3 on the podiums. But all 8 drivers who gave us a really good race to watch. So I do say to the drivers, do give that one a watch back. That was good. We enjoyed that. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much to everyone that's watched live with us. Thank you to everyone who watches the stream back at a later point. Myself and Art really appreciate it. The drivers really appreciate it as well. So, thank you very much, and join us again next week. For myself, I'll be back on my own channel, ArtKilly9505, doing comms at both 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. this evening. So please feel free to come and join me for those. Thank you very much, and I'll see you for the kids races next week. But don't forget Tier 2 on Wednesday, realistic tier on Thursday, both 8 p.m. and Saturday 8 p.m. as well for Tier 1. And we are at France, I believe, for ARC next week. So it's France week. Well, yeah, it would be France week. Who put France week? Oh my goodness me! After getting knocked out by France last night, we all got to drive their track next week. Oh, whose idea was that? That Andrews, I'm blaming you. That's clearly your fault. You're the calendar man. Right. You should have been able to foresee in your crystal ball that England were going to get knocked out by France in the I nearly said the FA Cup there, in the World Cup. Anyway, I'll stop nattering on now. I got a bit of a break before my next comes. So anyway, good night, God bless, and see you soon.